All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. This is the future. Unfortunately, as you can tell, it's just me right now. Not really for sure why or where Tony is. I've been trying to get a hold of him all day, and for some fucking reason, he just won't answer his phone, and I don't know where the hell he is. So, you know, I hope he's okay. But the show must go on. Yeah, what's up? What? Who are you?
Come and knock on my door.
Oh, hey man, what's up?
What's up, man?
I've been trying to get a hold of you.
Sorry I'm late. Took a few minutes to get 3,000 fucking miles.
Hey man, sometimes the plane's a little slow.
Yeah, and then I had to stop by the dispensary.
Oh yeah. you gotta get your medicine, huh?
That's right. It's medicine.
So as you can tell, that was a setup. Fuckers. I'm not
Finally did it.
I'm not used to recording, so okay, yeah, we are recording. Good. Okay, just wanted to make sure because you know he usually does that.
Right. And we're not used to being in the same room together.
Well,
not in the last year and a half.
yeah, well, yeah, and not with a camera that you could see. So yeah. I feel like we're hosting each other, and like you're.
Yeah, we don't know what
you're
this is
guest,
awkward,
right?
Hi, we're each other's guests on the same show. Doesn't make any fucking sense.
But yeah, if you haven't noticed, we're in my office, like the one you've seen. So we're obviously in Portland, and Tony's visiting. So.
Yep, that's it. That's why we're late, because I was busy enjoying myself all week. I was on vacation.
It was.
Yeah, man. But yeah, this is awesome. This is really fun for us to finally be in the same room together and record and see all of Alex's toys in person. I'd be lying if I said I didn't spend the last 20 minutes looking at everything. It's actually really cool.
Yeah, there's more than you could see on the Zoom meeting call thing.
Yeah, and there's a fucking playgirl in his office.
There's a playgirl.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, actually, it's perfect that you brought that up, and I'm wearing the shirt. I got a playgirl because my friend Scott, who we both hung out with last night, he got me a playgirl for my birthday last year or the year before because he knows I like the band Typo Negative. And the singer Peter Steele from Typo Negative was in Playgirl, but he made history. He was the first guy in Playboy or in Playgirl to have a hard on. And that was his stipulation. He was like, I'll only do the photo shoot if I could have a hard dick. So apparently he's a grower and not a shower. But he's definitely, it shows
that
he's
not
a grower.
I saw it. I did see Dick like
Yeah,
10 minutes ago.
He's got a hog. Let's just say it's a that's a dick. like we got wieners. He's got a cock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're out there, ladies. I know why y'all keep looking. They're out there.
Which makes sense. He was like 6'9". You know, he's a big fucker.
Huh.
You know, 6'9", 250. Like, so it's like, you know.
So ladies shouldn't be surprised when they meet guys like us and it's all just average or below average.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So I can say that, like, don't be surprised.
I'm an extra medium.
I'm not even.
I have a large average.
Cock rings feel like loose vaginas to me.
One ring to roll.
Yeah, and it didn't roll anything at all. They didn't even know I was there. That ring didn't even know I was there. Back to small dick jokes. It's good to know that we can be in the same room and still do the same material.
I mean, dick jokes.
They're universal.
They'll always be there.
Yeah. So I made the trip out to Portland, and fuck, man, Portland's changed a little bit.
You can tell.
Yeah.
It's cool for me and other people that live here when people come to visit and they can be like, oh, it has changed. Because it doesn't mean it's not just us, the people that live
Well,
here.
it's not just like a feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, oh, you're verified. Others from outside are coming in and be like, this town's fucking different.
Yeah, you could actually tell.
Yeah.
So what are the differences that you've?
So first thing I noticed right away, and I've been staying, so just to give everyone a background, I came to Portland like 6 days ago, and I've mainly to see my daughter and this guy, and saw my kid. We rented a place in Portland, like within the city. So I've been in the city most of the time. But in any case, the Airbnb that we got, I have to say this, the Airbnb that we got was this cute ass house, right? Just a
Yeah.
cute, awesome little house. And I honestly would recommend it. I would highly recommend it. But just like, I almost feel like in a way you get catfished whenever you get anything on the internet. So
Yeah.
we show up to this place, we get right off the interstate, you take the first exit, you take another right, and you're there. You're right off the interstate. And immediately I realized we're not in a great neighborhood. But the house is beautiful.
But the house
like we rolled by the house, we're like, that's it. Like I've seen the pictures, but they did not take any pictures with their back towards the house. They did not take any pictures around. It was all aimed at the house.
Yeah.
So right then I knew, I was like, okay, well, we're staying in the hood. And that was fine. But as we got, which is on 99th, so that neighborhood's always been rough. But I noticed it was rough when we got down to the Hawthorne district, which is what, like 30th, 40th in that area.
Yeah, and that's like the popular area. That's like
That was always my favorite place to visit here. Hippie shops, bong stores, concert venues. Just if you were going to get cool trippy gifts anywhere, that's why we usually came to Portland.
It's a tourist spot. People always said that it's like the Haight-Ashbury of San Francisco. Like, you know, San Francisco, Haight-Ashbury.
Yeah.
It's a hippie spot. There's all that, you know, there's like people playing didgeridoos and like with like all high on acid for the last 4 years of face paint, you know.
Yeah, and
that's how Hawthorne is, and it used to be more. It's not like
they're not on the streets anymore. I don't know what was cold as shit when I was out, but as far as walking down Hawthorne, immediately I noticed a shitload of graffiti, like out of hand, almost out of hand. And then I noticed it's just gotten dirtier, a lot less cops on the streets, a lot less cops, like maybe none, or you know, very, very few. And because of that, things get dirtier and people give less of a shit. I know about that because I live in Philly. And that's when we were walking and we saw like shit on the street. Yeah. Like human shit. Yeah. And I was like, oh, all right, like this is like Philly. And that's not a compliment because Philly's not ranked for beautiful places that have a rose festival every spring. Yeah. That's how Portland's advertised. It's not like you're gonna step in human shit. Right. So there was human shit on the street, and that was like, you know, just like being back home. But the one thing that was weird is that we were walking down the street and these people were trying to, I don't know, they're wearing vests or something. They were trying to get you to sign up for something. They wanted to give you a spiel and then have you sign their petition or whatever. And I don't play that game. And I know anyone who watches this show that's from like major city or at least like Philadelphia, you don't talk to strangers. You don't deal with that shit. You just don't do it because, you know, you might get robbed. Who knows? So we're walking up to these people and they had just tried to talk to somebody. Like, you know, it's like an assembly line. Like we're their next attempt. We couldn't walk around them. We had to walk right through their shit. And so they say something to the gentleman, try to get him to engage in front of us, and he keeps walking. So we're walking up, and I told the kids, I said, just be quiet, I got this. And so I walk up and this guy starts, I didn't even listen to his banter. And I almost felt awkward because he tried. Yeah. You ever have someone who's just like, like a salesperson? Out of fucking nowhere, you're looking at a mattress and they just come out of nowhere like they're your friend. Yeah. Hey, you like that one, huh? And they just try to strike up a conversation. Except here we're just trying to walk down a public street. Yeah. And this guy's like, I don't know what the fuck he was on about. I was like, I'm sorry, man, not interested. And we just kept walking. Kind of walked through them because they were blocking the way. And then the girl of the two, she was just like, she said something to the effect of, oh, I like it when people do that and just don't treat us like something negative. Right. You know what I mean? But I didn't hear it. My daughter did. And so I turned around and I was like, she was talking shit. And I was like, really? I was like, let's turn around and go back through them. And it's right before I started to go back through them, I went across the street. I was like, you know what? I'm in Portland. I'm not feeling aggressive. And I did it. And you know why I'm glad I walked across the street? Because I found this thing, and everyone's heard about it. You've been there. It's called the Waffle Window. Yeah. And that was a cool spot, man. It was a cool find. We had waffles at the Waffle Window. Which it's like a handheld thing when you eat it like No. It was this dude was in front of us we thought that you had to order this shit online because everything says order online and online. So this other kid that was dressed like a magician, it turns out that's just his style.
That's typical dress.
Yeah, he was just dressed like a magician. He's probably going to work at Target later. He ordered in front of us and ordered a half order of chicken and waffles, and it came on a waffle with syrup, and it was delicious. Yeah, yeah. So the food's cool, but if all I have to say to answer your question, long form would be that a lot less police. There is a portion of downtown that was torn up, nowhere near as bad as everyone thought it was on television.
That's
a lot of hype.
They always like I have family members calling me like, is the protests, the riots, the crazy, or like you're gonna get mugged? And even like the other day, my dad was like, well, you can't go 10 minutes without seeing gangs in Portland. I'm like, that's not how it is. Like it's sure things have happened here, but it's not like fucking the apocalypse everywhere you turn. Like things have gotten, they're different, but they're not out of hand.
It's still Portland. I mean, this is the Portland that people remember from like the early 2000s or the late 90s. This isn't, it's still a city, and they just have a high homeless population right now.
That part's really bad, and there's a lot of.
That's the biggest thing I noticed was at least 3 times as many homeless encampments. Or I've seen those like coming in from the airport. I saw like just off the interstate in a wooded area, a bunch of
that's
everywhere.
Like off the interstate, like you'll see like there'll be like the off ramp, and then between
that median space,
there's always like there's like trees and grass or a fence, like there's homeless camps and like all of those meetings throughout the whole city, like they just set up right there. And I even seen like just in the city, there's a lane going this way of cars, a lane going that way of cars, and there's a median in the middle, just where it's just like concrete, right? Cement or something. And I've seen a homeless person camp put their tent in the middle of that.
Right.
Well, it's night. Someone drives right through the fucking tent, like passed out from a heroin bender, and you just get fucking.
Well, I mean, I was kind of mad. I mean, here I am. I'm up on 99th, paying over $100 a night for an Airbnb, and these people just brought a tent and put the shit on First Street. I'm like, I could have just got a family tent, a couple air mattresses. You guys want to go to the zoo? We can stay the night. Fall into that?
Something bad's gonna happen. I just had like a fucking quick flash of me falling back into that case.
As long as the camera's on.
Breaking glass, fucking toy guns.
That's how we break into the next. That's how we get 50 views a week. Is you eating shit in your toy chest.
Yeah. Talk about that picture that you made me kind of slow down the car for, Ante.
Which one? I've been on weed since I got here. So
since you were born.
There were pills involved.
No, when I was picking you up from the food.
Oh yeah, as soon as I got in the car with Alex, the good shit started. We were right at a street corner near a bunch of food carts. It's not like it was a bad neighborhood. And there must have been a stack, just like someone had dropped, I don't know, there was like 15 syringes on the ground all piled up on top of each other.
Yeah, it was like someone had a box full of them and they just like
right
dumped it, or it fell.
But didn't clean them up. So if they're clean, I don't know. It's just really weird to see a bunch of needles on the street.
And I was driving and the light turned green. He's like, hold on a sec. Rolled down the window and like took a picture.
Honestly, like I've realized that the best way for me to remember shit that happened is just to take pictures. So
yeah,
I look back at my pictures now. I could probably come up with some other shit that's happened. Yeah, we went. Yeah, I'm just looking through my memories now. But we went to the waterfalls. That was awesome. But there wasn't anything crazy or stupid that happened that day.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, you've been. I gotta say something about Tony. When you go travel and do things, you always go do a lot of stuff, and I think that's cool. Like since you've been here, like you've done a lot of shit.
I sound like a dirty little whore, but yeah, I get out.
No, I think it's cool, man. Like whores.
I've always been like, I don't know, embarrassed about that kind of shit when you do too many things in a week. I don't know why I should care what other people think, but
I think it's I was trying to give you a compliment.
No, I don't know how to take that.
Well, when I go places, like sometimes I go to the coast. Sometimes I don't leave the fucking hotel. I don't even go to the ocean. I just like get pizza. I'm just like watching TV. So it's like the fact that you went somewhere and planned things to do and saw people. It's like went and did shit.
Well, something I've noticed is you become a reflection of well, I've become a reflection of my parents in certain aspects. Like, they showed you how to do vacations because you've done them with them. So you figure out what, you do it your way, but you still I took their pattern. So we've always, my dad, I've learned recently, my dad does not sit still and he drinks a fuckload of coffee. Obviously one has something to do with the other. But even when we were on vacation in Florida, his version of a vacation was walking 7 to 10 miles around the place we were staying at night after we'd already done Universal all day. Like they just, so he doesn't calm down. So long story short, we've always done shit on vacations. Our idea of a vacation is to be somewhere else, be able to chill out, like maybe stay until 10 or 11, but we always go do something. At least once a day we go do something. So yeah, I've been to I saw 3 games while I was here. The Blazers game, which they lost, but I gotta say, if it's not your team, it doesn't hurt that bad. Since I'm a Sixers fan, it was really cool to watch the Blazers. They didn't win, but honestly, they put in a hell of a lot of effort. And for anybody out there who has kids, if you can show somebody something that they haven't seen before, it's always fun too. Her boyfriend hadn't been to any games. He's a kid from Central Oregon who's never seen anything, so he really enjoyed the Blazers game.
I could relate to that. So
right,
being
in the middle of nowhere and then going to a city and someone like just taking you to games and stuff and all that.
Yeah,
that's fun. So we did 2 games, and then we saw 2 hockey games, and the Portland team is called the Winter Hawks. And I saw them on Friday with my daughter and boyfriend, and they probably both teams are fired up. They put hands on each other quite a bit, and that was a really fun game. So we all went, you and Scott, yeah. The 3 of us went last night, and I've never seen a hockey game that was so brutal. The same team beat the living piss out of this other team from nearby, the Americans. And it was from
the Tri-Cities.
Tri-Cities,
so,
the Americans.
Close by.
Close hockey, yeah, but they beat the shit out of them, 8-0 in hockey. That's like a football score.
And I think like the first quarter was like they had
2 or 3.
3 points,
3 and then 4.
And then
in the second period they got 4.
And then in the third they only scored 1 goal.
Like they were trying to back down a little bit.
Yeah, and the Portland goalie was like, he was cocky about things. He just like the puck would go high in normal game, maybe a goalie would just let it fly over him,
right?
But he would just go, because they're just like beaten. They knew they had it in the bag.
Yeah, they sure did.
And like you could tell he was cocky because there'd be like the puck flying like shoulder, like about shoulder high, and he'd just go.
Yeah,
he'd like jump up and like kind of like.
Yeah, he did, at one point he did like a header.
Yeah,
he let the puck hit him in the helmet and it bounced on the ice. He didn't even try to get it. Yeah, he's just having fun. He was so bored.
Yeah, that's how good they were. They're just like he was just fucking around, kind of.
I feel like we're in that movie Goon right now on his show Hot Ice.
Hot Ice. That's a good name for the show, Hot Ice.
Oh shit! What else? Yeah, so I went and saw some stuff. I saw a concert already. I went and saw Ellie Witch with a friend of mine, Flanders, who had 8 jars of weed, and I made it through 6. I've never ever smoked that much dope that fast in my life. I thought it was a race.
Man, I love Flanders, and then when I found out he was staying here or living here, I'm like, hey, he's been here for like almost 2 years, and I haven't like seen him. I'm like, man, because that guy's great, he's fucking awesome. But then for how much weed he like tried to like, how much you guys smoke. I'm like, I don't want to see him.
My lungs hurt, man.
I was just like, I don't want to see him.
Well, like there's usually when you go to a concert, there's not a re-entry, so you have to stay there. But he abused the shit out of the fact that there was re-entry. We went in, we smoked for probably a half hour before we went in, saw the first band, and then he's like, all right, let's go smoke. Like he forgot we smoked, so I went back out there with him because I didn't want to embarrass him. And then I realized he knew we were smoking. So we smoked again, and then before the headliner on, he's like, all right, let's get high real quick before the show. I'm like, Jesus fuck. Like, I've got high 7 times in the past fucking 35 minutes.
I love that guy.
And he's just, he had this bag of jars of weed. And I was like, how many jars do you have? He's like, 8. I'm like, how many have we done so far? He's like, 6. And he tried to hand me number 7, and I just put it,
No, man.
put it back, man.
No.
So yeah, I tapped out.
I wouldn't be able to hang because I do like 2 hits.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm like, even last night, the joint was going around and it was about to go to me. And I remember you going, nah, he doesn't want it. He's like, you were like, he won't do it. I was like,
And the weed,
I'll do it.
the weed is so cheap here. Like I have this theory that because you obviously can't fly out with this shit, that there's several people that fly in that I think if you want free weed, you should go to the airport. Because I feel like people forget they have an ounce of pot
yeah.
that they bought for $20. This is fucking crazy. But I bought an ounce for 40. And people were asking me what the fuck I was gonna do with it. I found something to do with it. But because I can't take it back. I bought more weed 2 days ago than I would have needed for a month, just because it was so fun. It was just like, it was like, oh, you can do this, you can do that. And in Oregon, you can smell it, you can touch it, can't smoke it before you buy it, but that's the only thing you can't do.
No, you can do
So they really get you into like, oh, this, and there's 1,000 jars. There's not like 10 strains, there's 1,000 jars to choose from. So I got hooked up. I got an ounce, and then they have joints. I think they're like $10 for 2 big joints, so they're $5 a piece. Like, I don't remember. I just know it's really good shit. Really good stuff. And who gets a fucking ounce for $20?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I ended up. Yeah, I still have weed. I'm not gonna be able to smoke before I leave. Yeah.
You'll work on it tonight.
Yeah, but we found that strain. There's a strain that's called Dr. Pineapple.
And yeah,
It's amazing.
We were talking on the phone a couple days before we met up a couple days ago. He's like, yeah, man, I got this fucking weed. It's called Dr. Pineapple, right? And then I was like, man, if you were a doctor, that'd be your name. So I've been calling him Dr. Pineapple. My friend Tony Pineapple.
That's right, Dr. Pineapple. I love it. It's good shit. I'm gonna smoke some soon. Yeah, I'm actually detoxing right now.
Yeah, we tied. Speaking of toxins, we tied one on last night.
Yeah, early. I never had a White Claw, and I think I had 3.
Yeah.
I didn't know they made them in big cans.
Yeah, and they make them in bigger ones than that too. They make
Fuck me.
because we got the 16 ounce. Yeah, the
What's the
one.
first one you gave me?
Like they're
A
like
little one, 8 ounces or 10 ounces?
Yeah, they're like a can of, like a small, like a shorty can of beer, like this big. This isn't beer, it's soda water, but like you get like
Yeah, it was less the skinny little cans.
yeah, but they're
probably
like
10
they have
ounces.
about the same amount. I
Oh,
think.
okay.
Maybe an ounce or 2 more, but they're skinny and taller. But
Right.
these are short patties,
So I thought we went to the hockey game, and they bought me his buddy Scott bought me a drink, and I had just drinking the White Claws. So I thought, and I was fucked up by that point. We smoked original glue in the parking lot.
Yeah, man. Those fucking hooves. They put fucking horse hooves in.
And I got some other weed called original glue, because I walked into the dispensary and this guy's like, he's like, hey man, this shit's fire. And I was like, is that good or bad? And he's like, it's great. And I was like, okay. So I bought weed called original glue because they're out of fucking ideas for names. And we smoked that last night, but we smoked it right before we went into the hockey game at 5 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
And then by that time I got this White Claw, it was a big, tall White Claw. And that's when I decided I shouldn't drink ever again. Yeah, I was fucked up. I was surprised. That's when I ordered food, and when I get a bottle of water and order a snack, I'm done.
I know. And I was looking for you too, and I couldn't find you, so I just was like, we're going back up.
Yeah, I didn't even know you texted me. I don't have notifications.
Yeah, I know. When you came back with a big fucking thing of nachos, I was like,
I ate that shit too.
dropping all over you.
That's how you eat nachos. You smear them down your fucking
You're
clothes.
like, fuck.
And 3 days later, you realize you have nacho cheese on your back. However that happened.
Yeah, and you're like, yeah.
No, it's a cool trip, but Portland is definitely still like, highly under. They're doing. How do I say this? They're doing well with COVID. Like everywhere you go, people still really wear masks, like pretty adamantly. What fucked me up, because in Philly they didn't do that. They're not doing this, but they have videos when you're at the Blazers game, and it says, when you are not actively eating or don't stand and eat. Don't stand and eat, don't walk and eat. Wear your mask, go where you're gonna sit. Basically, there's like rules, like real rules on how to like be a human being. It was just like, once you sit down, pull your mask down, eat or drink, and then put your mask back up while you chew. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna fucking do that. But I saw a lot of people like really going that hard, and I was like, we were everywhere we were, every place I sat, there was at least 20 feet around us.
Right.
So I wasn't, I would have done it if I sat right next to someone, but I've never worn my fucking mask so much as visiting Portland, and that's good. I have no problem with it.
Right.
But if I see other people not wearing their mask, I'm probably not gonna wear it. in certain areas, you know what I mean? But
Right. Well, I mean, see, in Portland, it's like, I think people are just like, just trying to do the best they can, you know what I mean? And like, I mean, everything's still open. We're going to a show tonight, you know,
Yeah.
we went to a bar last night, hockey game, we did things.
you can do everything. Just wear a fucking mask, have your vax card. I don't mind it at all. It's just I haven't worn my mask so much and done so much ever before. Is what I'm getting at.
Right.
It's fucking cool, man. But Portland is definitely like another thing I wanted to share that you can attest to is that my buddy Flanders had told me that they had called the cops a few times for different reasons, and the police had told them they're not coming unless it's a homicide.
Yeah.
And I've never, and that's probably the biggest difference I noticed in Portland is the lack of police presence, which we all know why that is, and that's in many cities now. They're not going to be out on the streets as much, and for a multitude of reasons. That's how cities are handling it. I think it's cool. I've also noticed that they're just putting up mobile cameras, and that's what's going to happen. That's the future. The police state is they're not going to have cops out on every corner. They're just going to have cameras, and then they'll just send the people out if they need the help or whatever. So you're going to have to, in a sense, and this is kind of a heavy topic, but I wonder what your take on it is. Would you rather have cops out on the streets, or would this is kind of the answer to police brutality, at least currently. I think it's their new answer, to not pull people over for minor traffic infractions, because then you can't be biased.
Yeah, you can't profile.
Right. So in Philadelphia, they're the first city that, as we talked about, the first city that in Philly, they have traffic cameras and they take pictures of your license if you do something stupid, but they're not pulling you over for minor traffic infractions, which keeps the cops safe, which keeps you from being, you know,
it's one of those things where you're kind of trading one poison for another in a way.
You're never, so we had this heavy topic, actually, like you're never going to change.
You're never going to change
this.
It's either like you're going to have more police out, they're going to pull you over, they're going to profile. There's going to be, you know, people like, you know, dying by police and stuff like that. Or it's going to be heavily cameras. There's going to be cameras.
Well, the thing is like what I think what would happen is, I don't know that cops stopped a lot of violence anyway, because how is that possible? How's a cop going to be there before something happens?
Sure.
So what's going to happen is, I think that honestly, I think less cops may get hurt, maybe, but there'll also be less. I don't know. I have no idea how it's going to go, but I think this is their answer, a general answer to police brutality and a few other things. Everyone's just using so much fucking technology. It's crazy.
I think it's ultimately better to not have so many police around. I'm not for being videotaped and on surveillance so much, but you know, how do we know fucking government's not watching right fucking now? I don't know.
No, they can. They can definitely do. Yeah, they can monitor anything.
That's like when people are on their computer, like sometimes I put a piece of tape or something over the camera.
Well, if you've ever seen, the movie Snowden?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, really, if you want to watch the movie Snowden, and then there's a documentary.
Snowden?
Snowden. It's the last name of the dude who was the whistleblower.
Okay.
You know, real whistleblower. So the Joseph Gordon-Levitt plays Snowden, the guy that in real life is now living in Russia or some shit to hide from the Americans because he gave away a bunch of secrets. He's the one that was like that, you know, covers up cameras and will really make you paranoid. But the problem is that the government just finds another camera to find you one. So here's the general rule of thumb: don't be a fucking idiot. Don't do anything stupid in this country. In any country, don't do anything anymore. Really, if you do something dumb, there's probably some camera watching you smoke crack. I'm at it, smoke crack, so I'm fine. But
yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. They're gonna be. It's harder now. It was easier when you were looking for a cop car.
Yeah, you want to smoke crack? You're holding the camera while I smoke crack.
Yeah, that's just rough, man. But yeah, it's Portland, man. It's still here. I think it's cool. I mean, I don't know. It's just a little rougher than it used to be, I guess, but everyone seems to be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were hanging out late last night. We were all fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, that didn't stop us from getting fucked up and having a good time.
Yeah.
It was a great time.
You want to smell my booty?
No, I don't want any of your booty. Keeps offering me beauty. Keeps offering me a beauty product.
You don't want any of my booty?
Yeah, last night he's like, you want some of my booty? And then I was just talking about fucking Portland snacks.
Yeah, booty, man. You want some booty?
I still don't want any.
Why
I know
not?
what it is.
Okay.
I've had your booty before.
I'll go booty.
I mean, I wouldn't make a Yelp review about it, but it's all right.
Yelp my booty. Yeah, man, we've been having a good time.
Absolutely. Alex's toy chest.
What so we're gonna go see a show tonight.
Yeah. Seeing a Portland-based band open for All Them Witches, and the Portland-based band is called Blackwater Holy Light.
Yeah, they're a good band. I worked with two. I used to work with two of the members. I was pretty good. They're still a good friend. I just haven't seen them in a long time. Was pretty good friends with one of the members. She plays keyboard and synth, and the other one I worked with was she's the singer and bass player. And yeah, they're a good band. So
Yeah.
check them out on the streaming services.
Right. Yeah, we'll check them out, and then we'll probably talk about them at some point in the near future. But yeah, we're gonna smoke smoke more drugs. I got a lot of drugs to smoke. The cool thing is, man, is I found I'll tell you how it goes in a few days, but I'm gonna take a gummy and fly home.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
He's gonna keister it.
I'm not putting a gummy. Could you imagine just putting a gummy like some sort of gummy product in your butthole?
No, that's why you keep it in 10. It slides up there.
Takes 6 years for it to digest.
Yeah.
My lower intestine opens the lid and it falls out, and then I get high in the middle of somebody's funeral or something.
Yeah, man. It's the booty way.
Oh shit. So
It's good for you.
anything happened while I was hanging out with you? We usually talk about each other's week, but we were in each other's week.
Yeah. Just open that door. Come here.
Oh, there she is.
She knew I was eating some
I
booty.
didn't hear her out there.
Yeah, I heard her.
Oh.
Emma. Yeah, Tony finally got to meet Emma in person.
Who's a puppet? Oh.
Come here. Up. Come on. All the way up.
A little higher.
Come on.
And
You got it. Yeah,
she's gonna jump.
get some booty.
And you're famous. First guest on our show.
Yep.
Whoa.
Beautiful. Yeah, man. I'm glad you're in Portland. I'll ask you this. Are you glad you don't live here anymore?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not, when I'm here, I dig it. I really do. And I'll be honest, there's a lot of things I like. One thing I like about Portland is the music. And it's like, it still seems to be like a town, like a rock and roll town.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rock bands here. And I like that a lot. I like the rock and roll vibe. I like that a lot of people walk around and wear black clothes. Like, I mean, it's just a general thing. But it's just, I like Portland's vibe. I always did. But I could live here, but it's not
Yeah.
doing anything. It doesn't do anything for me.
Sure.
You know, I had my time here.
Oh yeah, man. What about the record store we went into?
Oh yeah, that was a weird story, man. We went to this. Yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah, so we went to this record store called Second Avenue. It's a cool place. I've been going in there for years to get records, and it's a pretty kind of a small place, and they got like record, like, normal like aisles and shit stacked up everywhere.
Tons of fucking t-shirts.
They have like
It's like you're-
hundreds of shirts.
It's like you're in the bottom of somebody's closet.
Yeah, exactly. They have shirts hanging from the fucking ceiling.
Thousands.
And yeah, it's like you're being in the looking up at someone's wardrobe, And of course we were not sober, so we were we were a little high as eagle tits. Walk around looking at records, and you could tell we were kind of about to leave, and I was like, "Hey man, we listened to Slint on the show not too long ago. We should check for the record. So we did. We found Slint, and there was one Spiderland record left.
Right.
So Tony got it, and then you were like,
right. And I was like, well, here's the little backstory real quick. I told Alex I don't want to buy any fucking records. And that's the truth. For those of you who know me, I just really was like, I don't want to buy anything. I gotta fucking carry it across the country in the airport. It's a pain in the ass, and blah, 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 blah. But this record store has some shit that I haven't seen. Like, I've been looking for some stuff, and they had it. And so I found some things that I was like, I might get it. But then I don't know if for anybody else, I know there's not a lot of people that record shop or whatever anymore, but when I go record shopping, I can't think of anything. When I go to a record store, my mind goes blank unless I have a list. So I completely blank out because there's way too much shit to look at. So it takes me about 20 minutes of just gazing around, and then all of a sudden ideas start to pop in my head. So, but this time Alex had the idea, and he was like, what about Spiderland? So we went and we found a copy, and below all the records, there's more records in the bottom, like refills. Like if they run out of room, they'll pull another one, you know, that there's their like stock area, I guess. But all those albums are price tagged. They are all ready to sell. So I was like, hey, I wonder if they have one more. And the place was really busy, and I didn't see anything that told me I couldn't. So I went down just below. I just went to the bottom shelf where all the extra backup records were and started flipping through them. And dude just shows up out of nowhere, like almost like kind of like the cops. And he works there, and he's just like, what did he say exactly? Like
he just came over. He's like, hey, no, or hey, stop.
Yeah, I haven't felt like an infant since I was an infant. To be honest with you, he treated me like one. It was really weird. He was like, yeah, he's like, well, he did the Portland. I don't mean it. He did it in a passive aggressive way at first. He said, we don't really like people to go down there. Now that's way more words than you had to use. Just like, hey, this is really whatever. But anyway, long story short, what he was trying to say was, don't fucking go down there. So then I told him, I said, listen, I meant no disrespect. I'm just looking for another copy of this. Maybe you can help us. And I was like, I think it's right there or something like that. And he said, stop, something like,
stop, I'll do it.
Stop, I'll do it. It was very weird. I'm a grown ass man with money. If I broke something, I'll pay for it. I didn't understand where the hell he was coming from.
Right.
But it was just a very weird experience in a record store to be like, infant, like,
yeah. And then he was like,
to me like
yeah, I'll get it. So it was like, wait, why is your hand different than my hand? Like,
like, so now you touch the record and I touched the record, and I'm taking it home. So I got your dirty paw prints all over my record. You didn't have to do that.
What he could have done is like after we grabbed it and just been like, you getting that Spiderland? You know, like, yeah, okay. And we went over and marked one less Spiderland on his, because that's their inventory, right? So that's like,
well, it just feels like this guy has OCD like a motherfucker. He's in charge of the inventory, and he's had a problem. And I'm the one he was going to let know about it. It's like, well, you know what? I'll be sure to take that information all the way back to Pennsylvania and let everybody know that Second Street Records. Sorry.
Well, what they could do is just put up a sign that says,
"Don't touch this shit,"
or like a curtain that like hides everything. That would work better. Because, you know, we didn't see a sign, but maybe there was, maybe it fell.
Yeah, seriously, then put up
there.
a better sign, or like seriously notice when you come in, like, need anything from the bottom, ask.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't see something, ask. I don't know. It's not my job to figure that out, but it was weird being treated like an infant. But yeah, I still got the fucking records, so I ended up with a couple.
What are you doing? I gotta let this dog out. She's like,
Show back.
no, she's just like scooting her butt.
Yeah, that's what she was doing earlier.
Scoot your butt over there. Here you go.
I mean, when I do that, other people at my job, you know, they look at me funny.
Yeah, you give it up, you know. Yeah, it was, but still a cool story. I mean, I like going in there.
It was just weird. I mean, he probably meant no harm, and it was just an awkward situation. But still, it was an awkward situation that we could talk about.
But speaking of awkwardness in music, want to talk about music?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So it was your choice.
My choice, and it was name of the band was Mammoth Weed Wizard Bastards.
Yep.
And their the name of the album was What the fuck?
Enough
And here I got it. Enoch Ek. It's a fucking. Sorry, it's a weird name, so it's like hard to fucking remember. Noth Ek and Noth.
yeah,
It's
their
the
first
best
one.
I could do.
Right.
I'm also stupid and it's weird, or in a different language, not weird.
And they just
So yeah, I thought it was a fucking kick-ass album. Before I suggested it, I think I heard like 2 or 3 songs from a different album,
Oh yeah.
and so it wasn't like completely. I just never heard that album that we listened to before, but other songs from the other of their albums, and they're a cool band. There's some kind of unique stuff about them. Just as a band, the singer is it's a female vocalist, and on this album she played bass and sang, and then throughout the other albums, as they got older as a band, she stopped playing bass. They got a bass player, and now what I've seen, she sings and plays keyboard and synth.
Yeah.
So like their newer albums have gotten a little bit trippier sounding, I think, because there's more synth and keyboard.
Okay.
Like there's a little bit more of like a psychedelic trippiness to it,
Right.
And there still is on this album, but I think it just gets more because like she's able to do more stuff. So, but yeah, I like this album a lot. What do you think?
So I have a big thing for female vocalists and rock music. So it was basically, this is like what they call it, stoner doom.
Yeah, doom
metal.
Yeah.
So that means it's slow. If those of you who didn't listen to the music, it's just slower metal, heavy instruments, but slower, not a fast pace. So the chick's voice is fucking beautiful. Like the way she sings, like I could fall asleep to the music, and it's just because of her voice. But as far as the album goes, it directly reminded me of Sleep's Dope Smoker.
Yeah.
Because their first song was a big song, is 30 minutes long. Yeah. And then they added two or three other cuts to it. And then that was their first album.
Because I mean, there's 3 songs on the album, but it's 51 minutes long. Right.
And one of the songs is just goes on and on and on. And I like that.
I like the first song the most. It's the single from that album.
Is that the long one?
I think. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're all pretty long, but the way it kicks in, it's really catchy, and it has like a cool beat, and then it like, and then it fucking kicks in. They're pretty fucking heavy. She's awesome. She sounds like she's like this little fairy that hangs out with a bunch of orcs. Yeah. And they play metal, and she's just like singing like really pretty vocals.
Yeah, it makes me want to see them, honestly. Like that I could definitely just stand there and listen to that shit. Yeah. Like kind of slowly banging your head. I like that a lot. And I'm excited to listen to more of it. They just released a new album while we were listening to their first one.
Yeah, or they dropped a single, but the album's coming out, I think.
Oh, I took it.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
I think I just saw it. But yeah, either way.
But it's what's funny about that is that's the easiest.
It's one song.
That's the easiest record title to pronounce.
Yeah, finally they just went with, after all these weird ass names we can't pronounce, that this song or the new album, it's just one cut, but it's called The Harvest.
Yeah.
Like, oh, really? Like,
yeah, North Enoch, whatever, and then The Harvest.
Right. Yeah, the first 3. Well, we say they're from
Wales.
Wales. So they're a Welsh band. So obviously the stuff is in their tongue.
Well, I think that like it's just whatever. So it's, if you like go to like their Wikipedia page, it's all in a different language.
Right.
And so that's why I was like, I don't know what that says.
Oh, they have another one called Totems. I mean, that's pretty easy.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But most of them are, every couple albums they'll try and do an English word. But yeah, man, it's just been and I just want people to know I'm not stoned right now, believe it or not, but I have been stoned for the last 6 days straight. So I'll probably have a little bit more energy. I get back to Philly and somebody cusses me out as soon as I land, and then I'll be fired back up again. But
Yeah, you'll feel normal.
yeah, well, I just feel chill. Like I don't have any, like you were talking about I should do a rant. I have nothing to rant about. I'm on vacation. I'm not mad about anything. I don't give a fuck. That's what I like about Portland. Like I really don't give, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's like whatever. Portland's just kind of chill in its own right.
Yeah.
It's not a town where a lot of it, it's funny when I used to live here and I did comedy, I was 100 miles an hour. And even for a city, this is a chill town.
Right.
So that shit'll work in Philly, but it won't work here. But yeah, you smoke dope for 6 days in a row, you're gonna be a little tame. But I do want to say that I saw something that I didn't get to see with you. I saw someone on the Max. I'll tread lightly here. I'm not trying to be rude, but I thought it was pretty fucking crazy. Someone was putting on a show in the Max.
Okay.
And at one point, this person was humping the air, and none of their appendages were touching the ground. Like all their limbs were up in the air. They were using all the poles on the Max, and they were just, just doing it.
Music.
They did have music. They had music, and
So it was a
all
performance.
got to hear. It was a performance.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like.
No, I'm sorry. I tell bad. That's how I
No.
start a story in the middle.
I thought it was like maybe like someone that was a little cuckoo.
I don't know. My thing is, I get nervous. I believe the person to be transgendered, and I don't know how to. I always want to approach that correctly. So I don't want to say anything ignorant here. And it doesn't matter that they were, except we were just trying to figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way it started was they got on the same stop as us, and she has long hair. And it was just like, all right, right on, cool. But she went to the front of the Max car and went to where she could see her reflection. And so she was just like, but she was playing music or whatever and doing her thing. And it just felt like she was at home. And it was just weird. I don't think she was homeless or anything at all. But just on her way home or whatever. And she was playing music. And if you're playing music on a train, you're going to get everyone's attention.
Well, yeah, because everyone.
Right. So we were all looking that way. It was myself and my daughter and her boyfriend, and we're all standing there. We went on for like 5 stops. As we kept going, it went from like, I'm looking at myself in the mirror to all this other stuff. And then it just started turning to like, they were putting on a full-on dance performance. And we were just kind of like, wow, this is out of sight. This is some Portland shit right here. This is happening. And the Max, they have all these cool yellow bars to hold on to, like more than a subway. So she started dancing and like really getting into it. And they kept their clothes on and everything, but just really got into it. And I think she was changing her outfit and dancing, and it was just very weird. And then towards the end, the crescendo was, we got to this stop, and she's literally got her feet up in the things you hang on to and her arms, and she is full thrust, like just I don't know, man. I'm just glad my kid wasn't 6. Instead, she's I was like, this is inappropriate.
Were other people watching? Or
No, not really. I think we're the only ones in the car that was either like, there's other people up there, but they were passed out. Like anyone else was not there. We were the only ones that were really like just enjoying the show, to be honest. But what was interesting was she's in the middle of doing all this, and then we came to a stop and she kind of calmed down, and then some young kids joined the train, right? And I knew these kids were going to be reactionary. They were just a bunch of young boys, probably 14, 15 years old. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is going to be interesting, because they had no idea what they were walking into. Right. So they walk in, and they walk up towards her and don't know. I mean, she didn't care, which I loved. I respected the hell out of that. But all of a sudden, like the Max starts back up, and she goes back into full effect, turns on the music, gets right back where she was. And the reaction on these kids' faces was just like, if they could have run around the block, like laughing or whatever, they would have done it. And I was like, I hope this doesn't go bad, because these kids could easily make this a bad situation if they say the wrong thing. And the interesting thing was, and this is how I know I was in Portland. I knew I was in Portland. They calmed down and they respected it. And they didn't say shit. Like, I mean, after like 2 minutes, they were just like, they acted crazy for a minute, laughed. She kept doing her thing. And I was like, this would not have happened in Philly.
Right.
Not mature enough in Philly to put up with that.
They would have yelled stuff, thrown stuff, maybe.
I'm nothing against Philly, but just more people with not the same mentality.
Sure.
So I know we were talking about music for a second, and here I am going on my tangent, but
And you
I
said
just
you were
wanted,
gonna rant.
right, well, yeah, I'm sobering up. 45 minutes later, I start to wake up, but I just wanted to kind of give a nod to Portland in that respect, like a good example of how to treat everybody.
Sure.
So
Just let people do their own thing and just.
right, and I thought that was really cool. It wasn't, I'm not here to make fun of anybody. The balls or the guts that you have to do that, awesome.
Mhm.
And then the fact that those kids didn't give her shit for it, I was like, right on. I was like, this is a good example of how it can be done in other places.
Sure.
So hats off to that. Just seriously, props. You could take a page out of Portland's book in some other towns. But yeah, sorry. Anyway, story in the middle of music review.
Hey, if you gotta get it out, you gotta get it out.
Well, I wanted to say that. That was one of the coolest things that happened. So yeah.
Oh, you can have some.
I don't want your booty, man. I really don't. You keep offering.
I'm gonna keep on offering.
You should be in sales.
Hey, you want this booty? Why not?
Oh man.
Eat my booty. So, what was your favorite track you think on that album?
The long one. I don't know what they were called. The whatever started the album was what.
Yeah, the first track.
I think that was it.
That was the single. I think that's the banger. I think they're all good. They definitely jam. They definitely.
Right.
There's definitely like 5 minutes or so without any singing.
Okay, so the first song is not. It's the final song is the long song. So
Okay.
I'd have to say I like the first song and I like the whole album then.
Okay.
Because to me it feels like one song.
It is, and it does have that vibe.
But
It has that vibe of it just being one continuous song, and maybe that's what they were going for. Maybe.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Like for those, I think we've talked about the band Sleep before, but it really does remind me of Sleep with a female. But Sleep doesn't have any vocal. They don't. Wait, yeah, they do. My bad.
Yeah, they have vocals.
They don't have female vocals. There, I got that part right.
The singer kind of sounds like a didgeridoo a little bit. That's what, every time I listen to Sleep, and I'm like, the singer kind of sounds like the didgeridoo a little bit.
I'm surprised I haven't seen any didgeridoos out here, man. I know it's cold out.
Yeah.
Yeah, come back in the summertime.
They're all smoking crack out of them right now. Yeah.
Fuck. That's a big fucking rock. It's not a rock. That's
Like
a
that was serious. Fuck.
I don't doubt it, man. I don't fucking doubt it. This is a town where people prove you wrong about shit. You're like, what? And I've noticed you guys don't have a city inspection because I've seen things on the road that are not roadworthy. I saw somebody with a makeshift car with a makeshift trailer. The bike from Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah.
That was that with an upgrade and a travel trailer. Oh, it's horrible. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to record in your toy room and enjoy Portland for a week.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah,
I'm
here, man.
It's good that we're.
See, look at that. Wow, can't do that with 2 screens. That was fun. Yeah, we do have the wheel.
You want to do the wheel?
Yeah.
Cool, man.
So we added a band this week to replace Mammoth Weed Wizard Bastard. We mentioned them earlier. We've decided to add to the number 10 spot Blackwater Holy Light. We're gonna go see them tonight, and so we don't know if we're gonna put them on the wheel. We don't know if we're gonna get them or not.
Yeah.
But let me pull out the list really quick. And as a side note, we're doing it. We understand that we're a little late with the social media game, and my daughter, who is kick-ass, bothered to tell me that we need to be on. What's it called? TikTok. So we are going to be, we don't know what the fuck we're doing, so we're gonna not know what we're doing over there too. So we are gonna move our shit to TikTok to get our views above 5. We understand that everybody's busy and we get that, but I think there's a few more. My daughter told me she watches our show, which is funny because I always select not for children. Yeah. So I probably get more kids watching the show than adults. But in any case, we're gonna move over to TikTok. We'll let you guys know all that horse shit, and see what we can do. We don't know. We're gonna post our weird videos that we post to advertise on Instagram. We're gonna start there because TikTok only allows 3-minute videos. So you will still see our full show on YouTube. Don't need to change anything. Don't need to worry about coming to TikTok, any of that bullshit. Just wanted you to know that I'm a grown ass man and I'm joining TikTok, and he is too. Not as individuals. We don't have to do it as individuals. I don't think. All right. Let me see here. I had to take a picture of the list because I'm away from my office. All right, here it is. Oh, no, it's not. Puppet dog. All right, let's see here. Number 1 is the Coco soundtrack. I'm not sure what number 2 is. Sorry, folks, it's gonna take me a minute.
We're prepared. And
Those 2
professional.
of Free Space?
Yep.
Oh, well, thanks, man.
What?
You're looking at.
Was I supposed to tell you that?
Yeah, help me out here. Be my Vanna.
I mean, it's right next to you.
I'm an idiot. It's hard. All right, 3.
That's on there.
Right, but what is it? Left Field, Rhythm and Stealth. 4, Mono. Wait.
This must be an old list. Well, good thing we're recording.
Yeah, we're fucking up right in front of you. This is good stuff. 4, Pink Floyd, Obscured by Clouds.
Okay.
5, Boogie Baluch, Volta. Number 6, Billy Joel, The Stranger. Number 7, Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms. Number 9, Hornet Leg, Ribbon of Fear. Number 10 will now be Blackwater Holy Light, their self-titled album.
Blackwater Holy Light, Blackwater Holy Light. Cool. All right, man.
All right.
So let's spin it. And you want a new car? Brand new car and a washer and dryer.
Ooh. Oh, it's on the line.
Should we do a respin?
We gotta do a respin because I'm gonna listen to fucking Coco for a week.
Yeah, sooner or later.
No, I want to do that.
All right. Let's see if we get a new.
If it lands on fucking Coco, then we have to do it. But
go. Number 9. What do we got for?
I don't know. I just said it out loud. I wonder if anyone in the show is like, I know what number 9 is. Hornet Leg, Ribbon of Fear.
Hornet Leg. All right.
Our buddy Steve suggested that.
Steve Barber. Yep.
And I've heard it. I cheated, so it's actually really cool. Like pop punk rock.
Ah. Pop punk rock.
Yep.
Alrighty. You got anything else?
Yeah, I do have something else.
All right.
Are you gonna have a toke if I do this?
One toke, man.
Just one. I know. This guy's he's a fucking lightweight. Like,
if we do, I don't know if we're gonna be able to get this show up on the internet.
Unless we recorded it.
All right, man. Let's do it. One toke.
One toke, man.
One toke over the line.
And look at this. Look at this thing. Am I allowed to show this? I am. This is what they sell joints in. And like I was hanging out. With Taryn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think this is its own ashtray.
Oh, that's the
The
way.
last night I had a lit joint, and she just throw it in the tube and close it. It was a reburn, like a roach. I was gonna smoke the rest of it later. So I just threw the joint in the tube, lit, and that's it. And it worked. Yeah, it went out and everything. And it looked, I was surprised. So I learned something new. Yeah, we look at these things. Isn't this cute? This is great. This is Dr. Pineapple.
Do you know that? You know what these remind me of? I say it.
The biggest dildo you ever saw.
It's very big. Did you ever get
It's not easy.
Did you ever get motherfucker? Did you ever get M&Ms, the little ones when you were?
Yeah, they had the pop lid.
Yeah, that's what it's always reminded me of that.
Mini M&Ms.
So this one you gotta like twist it.
It's not easy.
Usually you just like
You can't.
pop it.
Nope.
But
Can't
that's
pop
like
that pussy.
it's like a beaker.
Yeah. So just in honor of being in Portland together, we're gonna smoke some Dr. Pineapple.
Yeah, with the doctor, huh? This is what he prescribes.
Well, see, we have this thing since a few weeks ago. We talked about swinging, right? And swingers have a logo. If you guys don't know, it's the pineapple. So you can't just go out in public and be like, oh, she has a pineapple on her shirt. She's a swinger. Be like, no, she's 15. That's inappropriate. Whatever.
Yeah.
So not everybody wearing a pineapple is obviously a swinger, but sometimes you see a couple that's just, maybe she's looking a little hot. She's wearing a pineapple. She's probably saying, I fuck you and the neighbors. So Just the running joke is now I'm Dr. Pineapple for another reason.
Yeah. 2 reasons.
Like I just wear a doctor's coat. This is Dr. Tony
Yeah.
Pineapple
Except you don't
with a
have
pineapple
and you don't have anything
and
on
no
beef.
pants.
No pants.
No
You,
pants.
you just got your pineapple.
Right. Just the
Ready to
pineapple
be
jacket.
picked.
That's it. That's it.
You gotta juice that pineapple.
Some of the best pot I've had in a long time. It's actually for those of you who've heard of Pineapple Express. This is a strain of Pineapple Express. There you go.
Well, see you later.
It doesn't make you sleepy. It's kind of fun. You're just stupid and awake. This should be the name of this episode.
Stupid and awake. Well, which isn't too far off.
Oh
from
shit!
my normal. Put that thing.
Cats
to
and get. Jesus. Well, until next week.
See you the fuck later. Hey, thanks for watching and listening. Like, subscribe. TITFU69 on Instagram. Love you. See you later. What when I push that one?
Stop recording.